Hello, hello. Hello, my loves. Are you there? Hey, hey, look who is here. Hi, so good to see you. So here we are after 1 year, almost. My last free event was in November. And for those who were there, you know, it was a really powerful event. So here we are again with new codes, new information to be shared at this time. And I'm very excited, a bit nervous because I'm going to be talking about things that I never spoke before, not in this way. So, Nicole, are you there, my love? Let me see you.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, so good, so good. Welcome, welcome. Beautiful. Wow. So, super, everybody's muted. So let me know just quickly in the comments, where exactly in the world are you right now? Also for the people who are watching the recording afterwards, where in the world are you right now? Paris. Yeah, that's surprising. Detroit. Wonderful. Wonderful. And let me know one thing. What is your intention for this call today? What is your intention for this event today? What was it that clicked in for you to show up in this meeting, in this call, in this event today? If you have any intentions, but if you would tune in and ask, what is my intention? What brought me here? What actually am I looking forward to receive or to understand or to see or to tune into? What is it that wants to be unlocked, or what caught my attention to release everything that no longer serves me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. There's one more thing I would love to know, also from you guys watching the recording afterwards. How have you been feeling lately? If you could say, like in one word or one sentence, how have you been feeling? Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. I hear also a lot of confusion. People are feeling very confused, overwhelmed. Anything else? One word or one sentence that defines the way you're feeling lately, in the past weeks, in the past months. Puzzle. Yeah. Wonderful. And ready. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. So that reflects really well. That's no wonder why this event is happening. Today we are also approaching full moon, and so I totally understand why Spirit asked for this event to happen exactly at this day, at this time. So I would like to do a quick Theta command before we open. So let me just get ready for it. So, how's it with the audio? Is okay? Can you hear the music as well? A little bit? Music? No music? Yes, a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Just in the background. That's just the way we like it. All right. So before I do this command, I would like to introduce myself for those of you who will watch. So I'm Priscila Juliana. I am a transformational life coach. I am a visionary. I am a Thetahealer. I am the daughter of Alzenira Rosa and Dimas Lopes. I am the sister of Miriam Leticia. And I am a heaven on earth ambassador. That's something that burns in my heart. It's my mission. And most of all, I know that I'm made in the image and likeness of the Creator, and that I'm loved beyond measure, and that I'm here for a big purpose. And soon I want you to understand and to feel on a deeper level that you are that too. So before we start, let's take a deep breath in 3 times. And out. Another deep breath. And out. And another one. And out. Great of all that is, I command that every word and everything said in this call today, in this event today, that everything may be channeled directly from the heart of spirit, from the heart of the source, from the heart of the co-creators of heaven and earth, on the spiritual level, on the earthly level, in all directions of time, space, dimension, reality. I ask, Creator, for the presence of our highest self. I ask for the presence of the archangels and all the most vibrant light to hold a safe space for everyone who will watch and connect with all the codes and information that will be shared here. Holy Spirit, speak through my mouth and touch the hearts of people so that they may receive exactly the codes, the initiation, the embodiment that they need right now. That through everything that will be shared here, they may access the next step, the next level of who they are here to be, of who they came here to be, so they may access and explode into the next level of their lives. It's time for great things, and that's why we're here. Thank you, Creator, for doing everything in the highest and best way. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. Wonderful. 1818 over here. Sorry, I'm a bit cheesy with the numbers, but they're always there. They're always there. I have to mention it. Okay. So I'm going to share the screen. And today, we're going to get a little bit into theology. Let me just find the screen. All right, let me share the screen so you can see. Okay, can you see that? Yeah, is it clear? Full screen? Super. Great. So, Just fit everything into the screen. Okay, great. All right, so as I said, today we're gonna get a little bit into theology. And I don't know how connected you are with the Bible. For me, it's a sacred book. And for you, if you can't see it in that way, I just would like you to tune in into that book as a millenary book of wisdom, okay? Just see it in that way if you don't have that connection to that, okay? Well, for me, it is a millenary book of wisdom. I have been in all paths of life. I have read a lot of secret books and had access to a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. And honestly, so far, there is nothing that can't be found in that sacred book. It's incredible how all the codes are there for everything: numerology, astrology, angels, heaven and earth, everything, how to live abundantly, everything that I've seen in coaching books or in secret books, it covers it all. And so I thought it's a very good reference to bring today. So, and everything that I'm going to share here, okay, if you can't yet, for whatever reason, connect with that or resonate with that on some levels, just try to see as a analogy, or put it in a way that you just want to extract the main message that is being shared and channeled to you tonight. Okay? Is that a deal? Okay. So take a look at this image here. Yes. So we have nature, divine perfection. Everything in nature is harmonious. Everything in nature is magnificent. It has a purpose. Everything in nature has a purpose. The water is doing its thing, and the sand is there for a reason, together with the palms, together with the trees, together with the air. Every tree specifically is doing her job, is there cleaning the air, it's giving medicine, it's orchestrating also together with the insects that are at the same time helping to spread pollen and fructify the whole forest. And it's a harmonious ecosystem that works with brilliance. Everything in nature is doing exactly what it was made to do. Exactly. The sun, the stars, the moon, helping to control the tides and activating our vitamin Ds, and everything is harmoniously placed at the right place, at the right moment. And they are doing exactly what they were created to do. And the result of that is heaven on earth. The result of that is paradise. Seriously, if there's no external intervention, nature on its own is divine perfection. It's paradise, okay? It works through this divine intelligence. It is functioning under the favor of God, all right? It is in the stream, in the fabric of the universe, and there everything works towards perfection. If anything comes out of balance, it corrects on its own and come back to perfection. And that is our nature as well. As above, so below. So the only part of creation that it's not fulfilling its purpose, the only part of creation that it's not fulfilling its purpose right now, it's humankind. It's us humans. And that's because of free will. We have access to choice. So even though we're made as part of this divine fabric of the universe, we are made in the image and likeness of the Creator. We have it in our DNA. It's part of our divinity. Something happened in history of humankind, that broke that connection. And we had the option to not do what we're called, made, and created to be by design, by divine design. Okay? So here is a reference that you can find in Genesis. And so God created man in his own image, and in the image of God he created him. Male and female, he created them. So every day I'm finding out more of what that truly means. What does it mean to be made in the image of and likeness of God? That for me is a daily exercise to discover more of that every day, to embody more of what that means. So what I know for sure is that I am a co-creator, because if I'm made by the Creator and I'm made as his image, and so are you, we have the power to create. Okay. So, and here is what happened back in history. Let me stop the music because it's distracting me. Just all right. So here's what happened. Spirit created us in paradise on earth, okay? And we had access to all the abundance that was available on this planet. Absolutely. And actually in Genesis, it says that Spirit used to visit Adam and Eve every day, every sunset, and share wisdom, share new codes with humanity. So they were always like receiving vertical wisdom directly from Spirit and having that intimacy, that relationship. And life was pure abundance. The only thing that they were told to do, as far as I know, was to reproduce themselves and to enjoy paradise. So maybe some of you have heard before of the original sin, right? And that original sin for me, it means separation. The day that man became separated from its source, from its Creator. And it says that the dark energies or the dark forces approached Eve and Adam and offered all the knowledge in the world if they would trade their life in heaven for all the knowledge in the world, to access knowledge. And when they made that decision to eat the fruit, and I'm not saying that was exactly like that, and I'm trying to deliver a code of what's happening in humanity right now so that you understand the background of that. So in that moment, humans, they came out of the grace, out of that divine perfection that was always there, that abundance that was always there. They cut the connection and they chose knowledge instead. They chose to be in the mind instead. So they chose horizontal knowledge instead of vertical wisdom. Okay. So in that moment, you realize that all the disgrace that we see in our world today, everything that is out of balance, everything that is not right in our world today is a result of that disconnection, of that separation. Because in the moment that they ate the fruit of knowledge, let's say so, they immediately felt feelings that was never there before. They felt shame. They had to hide from spirit, hide from the creator. Okay, so they immediately start to feel that they do not belong. They forgot their original identity. They forgot that they were actually co-creators in this planet, together with spirits, together with the source, that they were sons and daughters of God. And that has a very strong spiritual authority. Okay. So, and here Michelangelo, he describes so well in this painting, I had to put it here, because here you see the creator and the angels doing all its effort to reach back to the connection, right? To bring mankind back to divine perfection, back to that divine favor, that fabric of the universe that works for you and through you and as you, back to abundance. And here you see very well, for sure he channeled this painting, because here you see very well that there is no interest, that there's no effort in the finger of the human to reach back to union, to reach back to connection. But there's a reason for that, okay? Well, since the original sin happened, there was really disgrace upon the earth. People were killing each other, there was war and envy and all the lower energy feelings that were not available before. And man had then they became slaves, okay? They had to work for their food. They had to work for their survival, while before everything was provided and available. That separation caused men to live from struggling, okay, as slaves. And that same dark force, so dark energies that influenced the separation, I will not say that they created it, because dark forces, they don't create anything, they just misuse what it's already created. But they make sure that humankind stays always in that deep state of sleep, as you see in this image, without any interest to remember their real authority and their real identity. Okay. And so how does it work here? Okay, there we go. And how is it that this dark energies, let's call it this way, keep humanity and our consciousness in this deep sleep, so that we don't remember our original purpose here on earth through alienation. Okay. What is alienation? It's like you don't have access to truth. You are constantly doped by something in a dream state. You don't have access to higher consciousness. So, and that's the way that up till today, humanity is being slavery. Because we grew in a society that is designed in every way to keep you away from your true identity. Because once you realize who you are, once you realize your power, once you realize what is inside of you, once you realize the authority that you have in the spiritual world and on this planet, you are unstoppable. Nobody can ever destroy you or stop you if you realize who you are, if you realize the codes of spirit that are within you, the codes that you bring to the earth. You and I, we are part of the divine plan for humanity. We have this in our DNA, even though there was separation, but we have this, we are made in this way. And the only way to reach back to it is reconnecting to source, is remembering, accessing that identity, accessing that purpose. But accessing takes effort, okay? Because we already have it. One thing is to receive it, and we already received it. But activating it is a different thing. It takes free will, it takes decision too. It takes claiming, it takes embodiment. And then our society, the world that we live in, they make sure that this doesn't happen, that this effort, that this embodiment, that this remembrance doesn't happen. And how is this taking place? How is this taking place? There we go. So here I'm going to talk about some types of alienation playing out in our world today. And one of them, the first of them, is religion, unfortunately. I grew up in a Christian home, Christian family, both Protestant and Catholic. I have no religion, okay? So I want to make it clear that my religion is loving God with all of my heart and soul. It's Christ, is being salt and the light of the world and participating in the healing of the world. If I would have a religion, would be that. But through religion, people, they are so caught in the good intention of looking for God or doing the right thing that they lose the focus of what true spirituality is. Okay, so even though I absolutely respect all the religions, I have been myself, I have visited different ones throughout my life and experienced for a while a few of them. And I must say, all of them have a good intention, but religion itself is different from spirituality. Religion is man-made. It's based on rules, and the spirituality is based on principles, infinite principles, universal principles. And so for you to be in your sovereignty, if you are following rules, you are not accessing the source, you are not having intimacy. So all these rules infused in religion, unfortunately, alienate people to the level that they are more committed to follow the rules than to develop a deep spirituality, a deep sense of belonging, a deep sense of identity, a deep relationship with their creator, with their God. And unfortunately, it's I can say that the dark forces, they use religion a lot to use the good intention of people to mislead people out of their spirituality, so that they don't have the connection. And that's a very interesting plan, how it plays out in humanity, because then people start to have a resistance. A lot of people have a resistance to religion because they connect God or spirituality or source with rules that don't make sense a lot of times. And so people just perpetuate even more that separation, that sense of separation. Another type of alienation, politics. It just takes away your personal power. A lot of people, they rely on the politics, so they use it as an excuse for them to resolve their problems. You know, they rely on politics to resolve their economy in the world. They rely on them to solve the problems in the world, instead of taking self-responsibility, being a sovereign being, and looking for the solutions in your own life, participating in the solutions that you want to see. So this is like co-creating your life, taking responsibility, being part of it. So politics really feeds even more that alienation of humanity, not only at the moment, but it's been like that for centuries. That people simply get lazy, they get in this victim role and give their power to somebody else, to another institution, to solve their problems and solve the problems of the world, instead of being the solution themselves. Another type, ignorance. And ignorance here, I mean people who do not look for information, they do not look for education to educate themselves. Or because we can't say that people don't have access anymore to education, because that's a good thing about internet. We can access very easily a lot of good information, depending on the source of information, but you can educate yourself. So a lot of people choose to remain in ignorance and just not learning something new, not expanding their mind into new possibilities of what it could be, of the options that we have, because it's when you trigger your curiosity to learn, automatically, when your brain expands, when your energy field expands, you can't grow it back to the place it was before. Once you're expanded, and you access new information, new aspects of things. So staying ignorance, it's another form of alienation, or not providing also the people with important information and education that they should know. Another form of alienation, the media, the information. So for those who watched The Social Dilemma, I think it's clear, I don't have to say anything about this. But for those who didn't, basically almost all of the information that you find on social media is manipulated, okay, for governmental interests, for personal interests, but if you watch the documentary, you even see how they can even create wars between a nation and another nation. You can research the same topic here, I don't know, in Brazil, and the same topic in China, for example. And the results, the explanation they will give for that search can be completely different on this country and on this country. So the perspective that they will give you about someone, about a public figure in one place, in another place, can be completely distinct or different in a way that they could even trigger war between people just by sharing misused information in this way. And it's happening like this with everything. So we can't trust in what we are saying, because it's all designed to keep you in fear. It's all designed to keep you controlled. It's all designed to keep you in that slavery mode, in alienation. So if you haven't done it yet, turn off your TV. I stopped watching TV for, I don't know, more than 10 years. Now I really make sure that I take care of all the information that comes into my brain, that comes into myself, to source it from the finest. Another type of alienation that we can talk about today is the food industry. Look, I don't like to get into conspiracy. This is not the topic of this call today. It's not about that. I just want you guys to understand the amplitude of who you are and why there are so many forces trying to stop you from knowing it and from embodying it. And that's why I'm talking about all these things. And so that for those who don't know it yet, I want you to put the pieces together once again. And for those who forgot it, how it works in this world, I want to remind you so that you don't feel confused. I want to remind you of who you really are today again, because it's time. It's really time. Okay. So food industry is another form of keeping you in that dream state, alienation. Why? One of the reasons, I'm not going to go too deep, but one of the reasons, we have our pineal gland. I don't know if you heard about it. Our pineal gland, they say it's more or less in the middle of our brain, here near the area of your third eye. And it's said that it's a gland that is responsible for your empathy, for your spiritual intuition, for your sense of connection with the world, your sense of belonging. It's like I perceive it as an antenna, okay? The pineal gland is like an antenna that connects me with all there is above, all there is below, all there is within. It's where I receive information directly from my soul, from my spirit, from the source. I receive direction. I receive new ideas, new downloads. That comes from a place, from a vertical place, mostly, okay? But it's also how we can relate to each other, because when your pineal gland is activated, you just see yourself in the other, you remember yourself in the other, through the other as well. So everything that makes us actually humans and our ability to love and to connect happens by having that sense of unity and that connection. So for that gland to be activated, your body have to be purified, decalcified, clean. Because when you eat, there are certain foods that you eat, certain foods that you eat with heavy metals, with chemicals, or transgenic, that they deteriorate or atrophiate or calcify that your pineal gland. And no wonder that the food industry targets so much that area of your body, that most even products that you consume, cosmetics, even that they target this area so that you lose step by step that sense of purpose, that sense of connection, and remains in that dream state, alienation. So that's why it's so vital, so important to eat as organic as possible and as pure as possible, with full of nutrients, and drink pure water, and make sure that you're giving the best to your body so that you can have this full sense of connection on all levels. Substances and addictions, the same, alcohol or smoking, all of that, no matter what it is, you have to be in control. When it comes to the point that you are a slave, then you are in alienation, okay? So alcohol, for example, of course, you can do whatever you want. You can enjoy a glass of wine, you can try things, but when you have this as a lifestyle, as an addiction, you are constantly in a state of alienation. And that's really hard for you to access your soul. It's really hard for you to access vertical wisdom, those downloads, that connection to the source, that remembrancy of your power, of your identity, when you are under substances constantly or very often. And another one, that's a new one, it's biotech. So now we're talking about also nanotechnology. So everything that they want to infuse in your body that will somehow disturb that divine perfection that is there, that keeps you connected in the fabric of the universe, in that higher intelligence, so that things become more man-made than divinely orchestrated. You understand? Your body, just like nature, every cell of your body, it's already working in total perfection. It also seeks healing on its own. It also seeks abundance on its own. But when you have external influence that somehow cut out the connection, then you are a slave. You are in a state of slavery. So we have to be very, very careful with what we give to our bodies, because they all influence our state of consciousness. And that's the most powerful thing that we have, is our heart, our brain, our heart, and our intestine, our gut, and our sexual organs. These are where we can stay in our power. So we need to take care of these parts. So what is very important is to understand who the real enemy is. Because then you can ask yourself, but how can we end this perpetuation of alienation on our planet? Because it's everywhere, right? It's in what we eat, what they want us to eat, what they want us to watch, what they want us to enter in our bodies. It's everywhere. So how can we win over this? How can we win over alienation? First, understand who the enemy is. And there's this Ephesians 6:12, it says, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So what is this saying? What does that mean? That we need to understand that this is a spiritual war. It's We're not fighting against the authorities itself, against people made out of flesh and blood. This is all energetic, spiritual war. So when you understand that this is the enemy, and going back to Eden, to the Garden of Eden and the original scene. So the dark forces wanted to overtake the world, okay? And for that, they had to somehow sabotage the divine plan for humanity. So humans that were supposed to be the embodiment of God on earth, they suddenly became slaves and having to struggle to survive, struggle to live on this earth. And to avoid that this will ever change, they keep people in that survival mode, in that sleep mode. But this is about to change. So how do we win over those challenges trying to stop us from being in our heaven on earth, embodying our heaven on earth? Are you still there? Are you still with me? That's a very deep topic. It's not easy to talk about it, but it's so, so, so important to understand and to take a position, to position yourself. Mm-hmm. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm seeing the comments here. Great. Thank you so much. Okay. So here's another reference that will make sense. I'm always looking for the best way to use the space in my screen so that I can read. Yeah, okay. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So this is written there. Isn't it amazing? I mean, come on, everything that we are reading in our coaching books, even what we learn in Theta healing, and it's everywhere, this information, especially now, belief reprogramming, all of that. It's almost a trend, and thank God it is. But it's already there. It was written there already, I don't know how many millenniums ago. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So what is the renewing of our mind? It's exactly reprogramming all that, those patterns do not conform to the way things are being done on the planet right now. With all the disgrace that is there, the war, the destruction, the disunion in families, the destruction of our natural resources, the way they are forcing people into things, do not conform to that. And so how do you break free? By renewing your mind. And that's because that programming for you to stay in this bubble, this system, already started when you were born. So those 0 to 7 years old, that's when you download from the humans around you and from the world around you. You download your programs about life. How to deal with money. Okay, you kind of copy your parents. Or how to deal with relationship. You copy your parents. Or what is my value in this world? Well, your teacher or someone in school just treats you really bad, and then you take that personal as your way of operating in the world. So meaning nothing of it is real. Nothing of it actually defines your real identity. the opposite. They actually distort it for you to think, okay, this and this happened to me in my childhood, so that means that I have no value, that I will always be abandoned, or that I will not prosper, or that everything I do will be stupid, or that I am too coward, that I have no courage, or I have too much fear. And you define that as your way of being, as who you are. And already there, you are out of the truth of what you actually came here to be, and the life that you came here to embody. So just understand in so many details. I'm sorry to say like this, it's not as bad as it seems, because there is a way out, an amazing way out, and we are already in it. That's why we're having this call today. But as I'm talking to you guys, I started to imagine, wow, how crazy, you know, that's so much investment to keep us enslaved, because it's so big. What we are here to accomplish is so magnificent. What we are here to co-create together. So it makes sense, all the trials to slow down the process, but there is no way to slow it down, because we are here. And that means that the divine plan is taking place, because we exist, we are here. So let's come to the solutions. I wanted to give you a glimpse of the problem, how we got to the point that we are now. So we came out of divine favor, divine grace, into disgrace, not living our purpose. While everything else is doing its job, we are not doing our job, okay? And so how can we overcome that? How can we stand in our power? How can we break this spell? First of all, self-governance. Self-governance over your body. So I even put there, my body, my choice. Yes. And why is that? My body, my choice. Because you don't have only one body, you have many bodies. You have at least 4 bodies. You have your physical body, you have your emotional body, you have your mental body, your light body, your spiritual body. So when you take self-governance, self-responsibility over your bodies, my body, my choice. So meaning I will take care, I choose my emotions. I choose what kind of emotions I want to have on a daily basis, and I will feed myself with everything that will give me the most abundant emotions, that will give me the most fulfilling feelings. I will consciously do that for myself, nurture myself and my emotional body, my physical body. I will give myself the finest food, the most clean, organic, and nutritious, and high vibrational food, alkaline foods that will help my body to function in the most optimal way. And you consciously do that on a daily basis. It doesn't mean that you're never going to eat shit food. I do it as well when I need it, but this is like, what is your lifestyle? But I have self-governance. When I know that when I feel that I'm becoming slave in any way, then I have always the power to choose to do it differently. Okay. So your mental body, you choose the thoughts that you want to have. You decide what you're going to think and what you're going to feed your brain with, what kind of podcasts you listen to, what kind of series that we watch, documentaries, YouTube videos. You choose how you're going to feed your bodies, your spiritual body. You nurture it. through a daily connection with your creator, with the source, through prayer, through meditation, through raising your vibration, connecting with nature, everything that makes you feel connected spiritually and work on your light body or spiritual body. So this is self-governance. Nobody is taking control of that for me. Nobody is dictating how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to think, what I'm going to watch, what I'm going to eat. I take care of that so that you can stay sober here and here in your purpose, in who you came here to be, in the life that you came here to create. There are things inside you that only you can deliver to this world. There are unique codes and unique gifts. There are visions that Spirit planted in you, and only you. Nobody else can give birth to that. Nobody else. So if you don't stay sovereign, you will never access what those visions are. You will never access who you're actually here to be. You will always stay on a medium level, just following or doing anything else to please others, or that looks like what others expect from you. But that's why self-governance is so important, because you need to access what only you have. That's the most important thing, because there are the keys to heaven on earth. There are the keys that will bring transformation in this world. There are secrets inside of you that only you will download and be able to materialize here. So there are business models, for example, that were given to you and only you. You can't find that in any knowledge. You can't read that in any book. You can't research as much as you want. There are new technologies. There are new communities, new ways of living, new ways of educating children, new ways of educating ourselves, new ways of dealing with our nature, of restoring our planet. There is so much new treasures inside of you that has never been seen on this planet before. And that's the difference between wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge is horizontal, and wisdom comes from source, comes from your direct connection to source. To source, it's vertical. And then you access things that are exclusive and unique to you, to your soul signature. There's a reason why you chose to be here in this time in history and no one else, because you bring the codes necessary to make the shift happen into that paradise on earth, into this heaven on earth that we all dream about. It's here. There's no wonder that you have certain dreams. Your dreams are directly connected with who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do on this planet. Directly connected. Everything that burns in your heart, it's there for a reason, to guide you in the direction of who you came here to embody, of the technologies that you came here to give birth, of the communities you came here to create, or things that I don't even have a name for it because it wasn't even created yet. They already exist in the quantum field. They already exist, but the seeds of that creation, they are inside of you. They are inside of us. And that's why everything around us, it's trying to slow us down and keep us distracted and alienation so that we never access those seeds because they are too powerful. And once we start materializing them, there's no way back. This new earth, this new planet, this new frequency on earth, it is already taking place. So that's why it's so important to establish that those pillars of self-governance. Let me just put a little. Yeah, and the next one. Are you there, everybody, with me still? Thank you so much for being here, for listening. Fantastic. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. So for those watching the recording, also thank you so much for giving your heart, giving your attention to this. These are very important times, and I want us all to get this clarity again of what's going on and how we can shift, we can explode into the next level of our purpose here on earth. All right. So first, self-governance over your body, all of them, your 4 bodies. Spiritual sovereignty. What is that? Living from the spirit, living from the heart. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the work of maybe Jumvalo Melchizedek, Awakening the Illuminated Heart. So you will read and find it's in a lot of places that information about the heart, that the magnetic field of our heart, it's way beyond and bigger than our brains. It is where spirit, our soul, our higher self communicate with us. And as Lulu as it sounds for some, but when everything around you seems confused and seems loud and seems to not make sense, we need to learn to see through the eyes of spirit. Learn to see things beyond of the appearances. And that we can only find in silence and when we're tuning with spirit, with our hearts, because there we can receive that information, we can receive guidance directly from above, that vertical guidance from our soul, from our spirit of what to do, of what is true, what is not, what is right for us, what is not, what is our next step, what is not. And so spiritual sovereignty basically is your spirit has power over your body. Your spirit commands. Your spirit is controlling your body. So I offer my body to serve my spirit. I let my spirit, my soul, co-create in this world through me and as me. So you offer your 4 bodies in service of your spirit, so they all work together. Okay, so you have one source that is leading all the other parts of you in the direction of all that you are, in the direction of who you're here to embody, of that deepest desires of your heart and soul. And then the next point is access. So how do we break this spell? By accessing our gifts, accessing wisdom. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is when we apply what we access. It's basically action. So that access, receiving is different than accessing. You know, I heard an example the other day. All these influencers, they're always like receiving packages, right? Everybody wants to sponsor them and wants them to make a post or something like that. And they're constantly receiving gifts. But not all of them are even opening those packages. And this is happening to us the whole time. Everything we've been asking the Creator, everything we've been asking, we already received. It's already in us. We already have what it takes to manifest Everything that we have envisioned and desired, it's already in here. The question is, are you going to access it, to take action to it, to actually open that package and use that tool? So this is applied wisdom. So all these codes that I was talking about, that you have planted in you, when you came on earth, before you came to earth, it was already agreed. You had like a spiritual assignment that you would come on earth with those and those and those and those seeds, those and those and those treasures, and they would be super important. Just like everything on earth in nature is doing its job, you came with those tools, those seeds, to do your job. So you need to access them, you need to use them in order for them to materialize on this planet. Otherwise, you will die, you will leave this plane without fulfilling your assignment. And there's nothing more sad than that. And that will disturb the plan as well, because nobody can do what you're here to do. And if you understand the power of this, if you could just wake up to how powerful this information is, you wouldn't rest, you wouldn't accept anything less than that to you, than uncovering everything that has been implanted in you and finding all those treasures, finding all those visions, and looking deeply inside yourself and bringing out to the world, no stop, all the things that you came here to be, to do, and to have. Breaking the spell, renewing your mind, we spoke about that. Reprogramming your mind, so important. Giving a new meaning to what happened to you, giving a new meaning to your story, using it to empower you, using it as something to help other people. Really, no matter what happened to you, give that a new meaning and apply that as a way to empower the people, as a way to multiply your talents, as a way to prosper, as a way to be a channel of transformation, of healing for other people, for the planet, for in all aspects. And having a clear purpose. And that's really cool, having a clear purpose, because it reminds me of a book. What's his name again? Outwitting the Devil. Yes, Napoleon Hill. I don't know if you, do you know this book? I don't know if you have you read it? Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. It's insane. Have you read it, any of you? It's insane because it is exactly what is happening on the planet right now. It looks like it was written at these times, but even though it was, I don't know, maybe decades ago, but it's so accurate, it's so real to the current state we are. And there he has like an interview with the devil. The author has an interview with the devil, and he asked, like, what is the most powerful way for us to succeed against your trials, to alienate us? And then he says, and then the devil says, there is only one thing that I have no power or access over you. It's when you have a defined purpose. Nothing is more powerful than having a clear purpose in life. And that's how we come to this part of our mastermind, of our masterclass today. A clear purpose. What does that mean? Okay. So now I want to get back to an important part of this story that I started at the beginning of this event. If you're there, drink water. It's super important because it's an intense topic. It's an intense message, and I want to get back to the point where I said that because of the original sin, there was separation. And the word sin actually means everything that separates you from who you really are. Everything that makes you forget or deny or distance you from being who you were born to be. That's a sin. Everything that makes you forget that you're part of the Creator, that you're made in the image and likeness of God, and that you're here for a big purpose. That heaven on earth happens through you and as you on this earth. Everything that keeps you in that state of forgetfulness, that's a sin. That's the biggest sin. So when we claim our self-governance, when we claim that full connection with the source of our Creator again, we come back into this place of grace, of knowingness, of wisdom, of guidance, of vision, of solutions. And you know, then comes Jesus, Christ comes in the story. And you know, we talk a lot about the Christ consciousness, right? What is the Christ consciousness? Is the volume okay like this? Is it too loud? Can you hear it? Can you hear the sound? No, okay. Let's see. Share computer sound, everything is okay. Yep, we can hear. Ah, cool. Perfect. Thank you. Great. All right. So, you know, I had just this incredible download and a new understanding of Christ and that sacrifice of Christ and what that means to us. You know, in the times of magic, in the times of the Druids and the Celtic people, and in the times of magic, if you study a little bit about it, I heard, and it makes sense, that in order to save a life, another life had to be taken. So to save someone or something or a cause, you have to pay it with another life. That's how the dynamics of the world of magic works. So there was a spell upon humanity after the original sin. They had to leave the paradise, let's say so. They had to live in separation, with the feeling of separation. They had no access back to God, to their Creator. And that just created disgrace, catastrophe on the planet, on many levels, and still does. The difference is that so to save a life, you have to give another life. And so God, to restore that unity with its creation, to bring humanity back home to its original purpose, to what it was exactly designed to be, to continue with that original divine plan that started there from the beginning. To continue that, a price had to be paid because mankind chose separation. So it was a conscious decision. So you can't say it was a mistake. It was a conscious choice, but it wasn't the right one because it caused us suffering. So, and for many, many, many millennia. And so to bring back humanity to grace, to abundance, to prosperity, to health, to love, to all the fruits of spirit, to a destiny, to an extraordinary destiny, to a future of beauty and union and peace. To restore that, a price had to be paid. And so says the story, and so it goes. That God then sent Jesus Christ as the most pristine offering to pay that debt, so that darkness would have no longer ownership on humanity, so that we could be again free and have our full access back to the source, back to peace, so that we could live in perfect health, in perfect abundance, in perfect beauty, in perfect union, to enjoy the lush that is here for us. And that price was paid in the most pristine way, because not only the Christ came in human form and gave its life to pay that debt, but it also resurrected. So with that, it changed the history of humanity. So that the divine plan could come about, that it could be manifested again on an even greater level. Because what Jesus said is that we could do exactly the things that he did. That if we wanted and if we believed in it, that we could do for ourselves and for people, for others in this world, more than what he did. Why? Because we are made also as children of God. We are made also the image of God. And I don't want to make it sound like too romantic, even though it's the most beautiful love story I ever heard in my entire life. But I want you to realize the power of that. An incredible price was paid so that humanity would have again access to its creator. Because before it wasn't like this. You couldn't just sit and meditate and call for and feel it in your heart and listen to yourself. That connection was cut. So that means that we would remain forever in that darkness, because the access was not for free anymore. It was not available all the time as it is now. You can close your eyes anytime, you can tune in anytime and have guidance from Spirit and feel loved and feel direction, and feel the presence, feel your soul. It's available anytime. Now that this price was paid, that this spell was broken, that we gained that freedom again. But before it wasn't like that. People had to travel miles and miles and miles to find a temple, and only if they were like in a very pure state they could enter in the holy place, and there they could feel the presence of God, the presence of spirit, the presence of the divine, of divinity, call it as you like to call, okay? And that doesn't exist anymore because of Christ, because of the Christ consciousness, because of the price that was paid. Now we can access that anytime we want. It's available at all times. And that's amazing. That's powerful. And it's powerful what we can do on this planet, what we can be, and the life that we can create because of that. And because we are the extension of this, we are continuing with that co-creation of that highest destiny of Mother Earth, of our presence here on this planet, of the next generations that will come. We are here to continue this work, to embody that Christ consciousness ourselves. So through that sacrifice, through that price, and that resurrection, and then Christ says, John 10:10, it's written. There are many references, guys. I'm just taking like some so that you know that this is real. It's written. It's not a dream. It's not a rumor. It's real. So I came so that they may have life and have it abundantly. Abundantly. That means that if you're not having an abundant life, you are doing a disservice to God, a disservice to Spirit, a disservice to yourself, a disservice to your soul, a disservice to this planet. Because you came here, you were sent here, you chose to come here also in this time in history to embody your most abundant self, to access the most abundant life in all areas, because that will take the planet to another level, that will take our humanity to another level, to the next level. The seeds of heaven and earth are within you, within me, by divine design. And I'm not inventing this, okay? For you guys who are online, I know that you are very much aware of this. For those who will watch later, this is not just a story. There are many, many, many prophecies about those times of perfect peace and prosperity on earth, of unity, where there will be no suffering, no separation, no disease, no evil, no war. But will be times where we will thrive as the full embodiment of our highest self, that will be one with nature, with all of creation. And there will be a kingdom of heaven on earth. And there are many, many prophecies that says the same thing, that it's leading in the same direction. So for those, we were talking about magic before, for those, the legend of King Arthur, for example, and Merlin, right? It talks about Albion, the times of Albion, where there would be peace and freedom and abundance on earth, and all the kingdoms would be united, right? So this legend is real, and there's the Celestine prophecy, golden age, the era of Aquarius. What else? New Earth, the fifth dimension. This is really real. This is part of our vocabulary. I know that many of you are aware of that and are here working for that. I know that most of my audience, most of the people who resonate with my content, they know exactly that this is happening and that we are here for that. It's no news. So I just want to show you that this is also written in the book of Revelation. I think it Apocalypse 21 and 22. It describes exactly how it would be like in the new earth. So it's not a utopic idea. It is a prophecy of many, many cultures and many, many directions. And it's happening. And you are part of it. You are part of the fulfillment of that prophecy. You are the embodiment of that. The codes of heaven and earth, they live within you through the visions that you have, through the dreams that you have. For what you most desire with all of your heart and soul. You dream of things that they have never even been seen on the planet before. They have never existed, been materialized before. But because you are here, they are possible. Only because you are here. Only because you bring codes that nobody else has. In the same way that the caterpillar already has the codes to become a butterfly. All the codes are there. It's in his DNA. But he needs to go through a metamorphosis. He needs to go through a metanoia process to activate, to access that DNA, to access those seeds and gain wings, magnificent wings. And we are the same. All the codes are in here, like the trees, for example. Every seed, every little seed already contains all the information needed for that seed to become a huge, powerful tree and to give a lot of fruits and flowers. But if you look to the seed, you can never imagine that it can become that. But it's there. It just needs to be activated. It needs to be accessed. And it needs to go through its process of metamorphosis. Let go of its baggages and everything that is suffocating those seeds to sprout. And that time is now. The time is now to activate those seeds, to activate those visions that are inside of you, to activate those dreams, whatever they are, even if your dreams are to become a mother, to become a father, maybe you will bring such a new approach to parenting. Maybe you are meant to embody such an incredible version of the divine masculine or the divine feminine, that through you, generations and generations will be healed just by the way you know how to love, just by the way you know how to educate, just by the way you know how to embody that mother-father love like no one else does. So even if this is your dream, this is what burns in your heart, there's a reason for that, because generations and generations will benefit from this. So look at how powerful this information is. I could explode because it's too powerful. And it's everything there, and you don't have only one seed or two, you have many. And that's where we're gonna go next. That's where we're gonna go next. Do not have only one purpose. So a mistake that a lot of us make, a lot of people make, you watching the record, you probably make that mistake too. Just checking. Is everybody there? Still with me? We are listening to Abundance Codes, by the way. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So, one mistake that a lot of people do is to think that they have only one purpose. You do not have only one purpose. That's a mistake. You have a purpose for each area of your life. So your soul, spirit, your divine signature, your DNA, you embody a vision, a treasure, a seed for each area of your life. That's how you embody your highest self, when you unleash, when you unlock those codes to become that highest version of yourself in every area of your life. So I would like to do a little exercise with you now. So if you can grab the paper and a pen, just quick. So what I want to say here, so how do I know what is my purpose? Now the title of this master class is Manifest Your Heaven on Earth. Co-create a new reality by living your true purpose in every area of your life. So what does that mean? How do I access my true purpose? How do I know what my true purpose is? First of all, by asking. Ask and it's given. How do we access wisdom, source, that information in our soul, what we truly are supposed to be, do, and have? By asking. So how do you ask? So here we have different areas of your life, and they are all fundamental. You can't say choose this or that. They are all part of who you came to embody here on this planet, okay? They are all part of the human experience. So you have your spiritual life, you have parents, your relationship with your parents, your relationship, your love life, your relationship with your partner, with your spouse, children. If you have children, if you want to have children, your relationship to them as a parent, yourself, your social life, your networking, who you walk with, your friends, friendship, your health, your physical health, your vitality, your contribution in this world, your service. How is the world becoming better because you're here? Something that you do for the planet, for the world, to accelerate heaven on earth. Your intellectual life, your financial life, your professional life, your career, your emotional life, they are all part of you. And you don't have only one purpose. You have a purpose and a code, a unique code for each area of life that only you have and nobody else. There is a way of being, doing, and having that only you can embody in this way. And that is fulfilling your purpose here on this earth. It's being exactly who you're created to be. All of that is accessible there when you ask the question. And what is the question? If I were to step in the highest version of myself, who would I be? do, and have. If I were to step in the highest version of myself, who would I be in this area of my life? What would I do in this area of my life as the highest version of myself? What would I have in this area of my life as the highest version of myself? Be, do, and have. So let's do a quick exercise. I want you to choose one of these categories. Maybe pick the one that is more critical for you right now. Maybe it's your spirituality, maybe it's your finance, maybe it's your career, maybe it's your health, maybe it's your, if you have children, maybe it's your relationship with your children. Pick one area, okay? And just quickly grab paper and pen and ask yourself the question. I'll give you guys 5 minutes to go through this. And write the first, tune in, write the first thing that comes to you naturally. Tune into a vision of what you most desire for this area. So let's say health. If I were to step in the highest version of myself, or let's say relationship, if I were to step in the highest version of myself in this area, who would I be? And then describe. I would be confident. I would be generous. I would be so loving. I would be patient. I would be calm. I would be accepting of myself. I would be enthusiastic. I would be committed. I would be loyal. I would be, okay, now I mixed health and love life. In relationship, if I were to step in the highest version of myself, what would I do? So, and then really bring out whatever is there. I cannot say it because it's so unique for each one of you, what will come out. What would you do, actively do in this relationship? You know, I would honor my partner. I would be present. I would take us often on vacation to experience just the two of us in full union, in full connection. I would prioritize my partner and our relationship. I would let it flow through you, okay, tuning. And then if I were to step in the highest version of myself, what would I have in this area of my life? So then I would have a partner like this, like this, like that. I would have this and this and that. If it's financial or material, I would have a house like this, like this, like that, in this place that looks like this, like that. If it's in contribution, I would have a project that works with children all over the planet, that educates children. That I would have project that helps to clean all the water in the world and restore the forests. I would engage with indigenous tribes. I don't know, the vision is yours, the seed is yours, the code is yours, and only you can access it. I can only guide you to access those codes. So just give me thumbs up if you have already chosen one of these areas. Take the one that is more critical for you right now, that you feel it the most right now. So which area are you picking? And with the sound, the background of the abundance codes, just tune in and ask yourself, in this area of my life, courage to step in who I really came here to be and what I came here to do, the highest version of myself. What would I be doing, have in this area? And let me know what area you're working on, okay? Can I get okay? Can I get okay? So while you're doing this exercise, I just want to continue talking about this topic, that many people make the mistake of having just one purpose, and like this you ruin your life. It's let's say you have a big business vision, for example. You just downloaded an incredible business model that will impact generations and generations and generations. And you are so thrilled by this vision. You are so thrilled by what it would be for you to manifest that vision, and what would be for others and for the world to manifest that vision, that you focus all your energy in that vision, and you forget that everything else, and you leave your family behind. You leave your relationship behind. You abandon your partner or your parents or your children or your friends, and so you then, or your health, you stop taking care of your health, embodying the highest level of yourself in all the other areas, because you think that you have one purpose and you go for it, for the professional, career and financial vision that you downloaded from your soul, from spirit, and you damage everything else. This is not sustainable. Or the other way around. Maybe your biggest dream is to have family. Maybe your biggest dream is to be a mother or a father and to have incredible relationship and be fully devoted in divine union and raise children and have an amazing family life. But you also have that vision, that passion for your career and for that will benefit your career and your financial life. But because you are so passionate about the vision that you have about family and relationship, that you might abandon your career vision, your career purpose, to focus only on your family purpose. And like this, you damage all the others. So it's, again, not sustainable. So it works either way. I'm just using the easiest example now, because it happens very often too. So in order to come into that fifth dimension, in order to come embodying that higher frequency, it's very important that you embody all aspects of it. Of course, not all at once. No. That's very important too. You can't do all at once. You need to focus on the most critical areas at the moment of what is calling you the most right now. Yes, my love. Perfect. Thank you. We'll talk soon. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. So back to purpose. So some people, they just abandoned one purpose to live the other way around, and that creates dysfunction in your life. And like this, you can't embody that next level of humanity, because then you continue creating, how can I call it, karma in a way. Because when you enhance one area of your life, but in other hands, you are destroying the others, you're creating trauma for others, you're perpetuating the the pain. Okay? So you do have a purpose for each area of your life. And it's super important that you embody each one of them. That you go through a metamorphosis process to know where you're going. Because just like in the book, Outwitting the Devil, if you don't know where you're going, if you don't have a clear vision for each area of your life, any direction serves, anything that comes, it's okay, because you don't have any clear path. You don't know who you are and where you're going. So there is nothing more powerful than you asking the question and accessing the vision that it is within you for each area of your life. And this is a process, because it doesn't mean that the vision that you will receive is the ultimate truth, that it is exactly what is going to happen, but it is what you need to see now. It is where you need to go next. It is that vision that will trigger you in the direction that you need to go, to embody a new talent, to embody a new competence in your life that will be then helpful for something else that you came here to create. So the vision that you access by doing this exercise, it doesn't mean that it is the ultimate truth. There is not a destiny fixed and concrete like this. We are co-creating this together with spirit. But those clues, they give us the direction of what to do next, in what direction we should go next. Okay? So, and with that, I just made here a little drawing. So let's say whatever area that you chose to work on today. So, oh, that's too small one. Let's stop the show. Okay. Cool. So reflection. So let's say this is where you are today. All right. This is your current state. Wherever you are in life now, you're here on the point A. And this is where you want to be in your heaven on earth, in that embodiment of your highest self in all areas of your life, that level of abundance, of wealth, of well-being in all areas of life. It's here. So the space between where you are now and where you want to be, what you came here to embody, who you came here to be, do, and have, between that, there is a deep valley, okay? A deep valley. And that valley is a valley of your beliefs, the consolidated, solidified beliefs, and a lot of blockages. And here is a river of limitations. It's your environment. So it's what you believe about yourself, about the world, about others, about abundance, about spirituality, about the creator itself. All those neural pathways that are already consolidated. And here, for you to make that change, that transition, there is also a lot of limitations of your environment. Here there is maybe your family, your workspace, maybe you're in a toxic relationship. So many things making it difficult for you to cross that deep valley. So if you would take that path, it would take tremendous effort to walk the valley of limitation of all your beliefs, reprogramming all your beliefs, and conquering all of the circumstances that are trying to stop you from achieving that place, your heaven on earth, that manifestation of your heaven on earth. But there is a different path. You don't have the energy. You would need tremendous energy and effort and force to go this way. And I don't think you have this energy. I don't think you have this force. I don't have it. We don't have it. At least not to accomplish it in this lifetime. No way. But there is a way. There is a way. We can create a bridge. There is a way to create a bridge from point A, where you are now, and point B. There are some fundamental pillars that we need to build. But once we build those pillars, you can just walk with grace. So this is the path of effort. This is where you need human force, and it's basically impossible to do. And here is the path of divine favor. Here you're going to work on a different frequency, and that's a topic that I will talk on our next meeting, on our next event, next Saturday at 4 p.m. I will talk about how you can cross from here to here without having to walk that valley. Okay? Super important. We're going to talk about frequency. We're going to talk about divine favor and other secrets, how you can accelerate your path from A, where you are today, to B, manifesting your heaven on earth. All right? So my loves. And for those of you who are ready to go into this metanoia, to go into this process of transformation, like the caterpillar into occupation, to embody your true purpose in every area of your life, I am launching on the 8th of October, okay? I'm starting then. My new program is a mentoring program that I want to share with you. There we go. There we go, there we go. So it's there on the screen. So for those of you who understand, who are ready, who had enough of the confusion, who had enough of being in that slavery mode and want to break free into sovereignty, to break free into co-creating a new reality by living your true purpose in every area of your life. You need to go to a metanoia, okay? This renewing of your mind, this metamorphosis, to let go of your baggage. We need to get into forgiveness. We need to get into forgiving your parents. There's so much that we need to rewire in order for you to embody your vision. And it's easier than you think. And it's available. It's here. It's now. It's already happening. Heaven on earth, it's actually already available. We just need to access it. And that's what I want to help you with. Yes. Okay, well, thank you so much. Send you many kisses. We'll talk soon. Bye. So that's what I want to guide you through, that metamorphosis, that metanoia. Okay. Because heaven on earth is already available. It's already happening. There are incredible people building communities all around the planet, in Costa Rica, in Indonesia, and in Brazil. It's happening everywhere in Europe. People who are consciously creating business and technologies and solutions for the water, for our natural resource, to restore the planet, and new business systems, new currencies, new embodiment of family, of values, of those principles of spirit, it's already accessible. We just need to raise our frequency through action, through a change of attitude, of doing things differently. And that's where I want to guide you guys through. So in the program, what is in the program? It's a 12-week journey, okay? A 12-week mentoring program. What is included? So we're going to have weekly calls. We're going to go through the process of systemic integral coaching. We're going to have a live theta healing sessions and activations. So helping you to restore your spirituality, your connection with your source, to help guide you in every decision of your life, which is super important in these times, because if you can't see clear in the outer world, you need to be able to see clear in the spiritual world. So that's what we're going to do. You have one-on-one coaching sessions focused on helping you achieve your specific goals. So it's focused on you. We have the life architecture program templates. So this is a step-by-step process that we're going to get specific on your vision for each area of your life. So we're going to help you design that abundant and extraordinary life of your soul vision, and get you the structure, how to bring that into action in your life right now. So it's a master plan of your life, okay? So, and next, as extras, first bonus, it's VIP support via text and message during the program. So you can have access to me if you have any doubt, if you need help with something, with some specific subject in your life, something that you're going through, that you need support with. I will be there available for all of you during the program. You also get the second bonus, you also get a personalized book as a gift that I will send to your address. Okay, it's a physical book and you're going to need it during the program. You understand why this is super powerful, how you're going to use that book for yourself. It's a notebook, and much more. So all the information is already here on the QR code, so you can just access and see all the information. We are starting the mentoring program on the 8th of October 2021. So you have until the 29th of September to sign up, okay? So we can get started. So, all right. So now I want to do, to close this call, I want to do a visualization with you. I want to do an exercise to close this call in the right way. So I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. One more time. One last time. Just stay with yourself for a moment. Just absorbing everything that you learned, that you received, that you accessed. Don't say receive anymore, access it, that you accessed in this call. Stay with yourself for a moment. And I want you to put your hands in your heart. Close your eyes. Let me know if you can listen to the background sound. Yeah. So I want you to put your hands in your heart now. Feel into this moment. And we're going to do a command. I want you to repeat with me a few words, a few statements, so that you can come out of this call today, out of this masterclass today, in a different place, with a new frequency, embodying something new that maybe you don't even know what it is yet. But I want to make a statement in the physical and the spiritual world that a shift has happened for you right here and right now. And you have stepped into a new era, into new greatness, into a new phase of your life. So put your hands in your heart, close your eyes, and say, repeat with me. I access all that I was born to be. I access all that I was born to be. The seeds of heaven on earth are in me. I contain a precious part of the divine plan in me. Heaven on earth is possible because I am here in this time in history. Say it out loud. I am here to participate in the healing of the world. I am called to be the light and salt of the earth. I am one with the Creator. I am made in the image and likeness of God. I am made in the image and likeness of God. I activate my true identity. I activate my true purpose in every area of my life, to live the abundant and extraordinary life that I came here to live. I am the embodiment of heaven on earth, and I do not accept anything less than that. Say that again. I am the embodiment of heaven on earth, and I do not accept anything less than that. Now, rub your hands against each other. And just say, and so it is. It is done. It is done. Whew. Still with your eyes closed. Say, I am ready for a new era, for a new time. Today, I sign a contract with my soul and spirit. Just repeat after me. I choose to live in the favor of God, in divine favor. I choose to access wisdom, vertical wisdom that comes from source. I choose to build and invest in treasures which are eternal. The treasures are inside of me. Say it loud, the seeds of abundance are inside of me. And I am committed to discovering all the codes that the Creator planted in me and make them a reality. Make them prosper upon the earth and let them multiply, giving many fruits, first in my own life in my own family, in my own home. And wherever I go, I will be a channel of all that Spirit wishes me to materialize on earth. A channel of all that Spirit wishes to materialize on earth through me and as me. And then once again, rub your hands against each other. Yeah, and say, it is done, it is done, it is done, it is done. Oh, it is done. So how does that feel? How does that feel, that activation, those statements? I want you to leave this space knowing who you are, knowing what you're here for, knowing that you have a big purpose. And the only purpose that you have in order to co-create heaven on earth is to be who you came here to be and to live the life that you came here to live. The abundant and extraordinary life that you came here to live and deliver and give your gifts. I know a lot of people say that, but it's real. Get really good in mining, in excavating. That's going to be your job now. Finding hidden treasures and bringing them out into the world. Because only then you can fulfill your assignment, your signature, and do your part to accelerate that co-creation of that new era, of this time of peace and prosperity on earth. So I want to co-create that together with you now to end this event for today. We are together now for 2 hours. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming, for choosing to be here. And I want you to close your eyes again, but this time put your hands up like this. Stand up if you can, in the position of someone who is receiving, okay? Let's co-create that vision together now in the quantum field, all over the planet, wherever this video will reach, all the people that will be touched, that will get in contact with this video, with this information. I want us now to create a vortex together, okay? And in this vortex, I want you to close your eyes again. And in this vortex, in that position of the one who is accessing. Let's materialize this heaven on earth in the quantum field together. Look up with your open arms and imagine. Imagine a time of peace and prosperity on earth. The oceans restored, the rivers, the animals, the air, all the elements, all of nature is restored in its glorious splendor. And see you and I and your children rejoicing in abundance. An unprecedented abundance never before experienced by humanity here on earth. I want you to see yourself and us and this generation and the next generations rejoicing in the kingdom of heaven on earth. See the fulfillment of the divine plan happening right here and right now, and you being a part of that. Because you are here, this is possible. You are the embodiment and manifestation of heaven on earth, here and now. Heaven on earth is possible because you are here, because you embody the codes, you have it in your DNA, you have it in your heart, in your vision, your soul. Materialize it. And through this sound, I want you to imagine with me, materialize that reality, that new reality in the quantum field. Into reality, right here and right now. See the new earth. See you there as the highest version of yourself and the most abundant version of yourself. The waters restored, the oceans, the rivers, the forests, all the glorious nature. And you are part of it, you are one with it. You co-created it. You are. And see it happening in this generation. And you're there, you and your family and your children. We do not accept anything less than that. Dive deep into this vision with this music. Hold the vision for humanity. Hold the vision for the planet. Witness as the co-creator of this reality, because it's going to happen through you and as you. It's already happening right here, right now. Okay, I access it. Heaven on earth embodied right here, right now. Bravo. Thank you so much. We are complete. It was an incredible joy for me to share this information, to share this message, to share this code burning in my heart for a long time. And the time has come. And I'm so happy that we are in this together and that this is happening. That all the pressure in the world right now is actually helping us to make better decisions, new decisions, and to go take a new direction. There is nothing that I have hoped for. I've been waiting for this time my whole life. You have been waiting for this time your whole life. You came here for this. And it's happening now. Everything is putting pressure for you to give birth to who you really are and who you want to be and what you came here to do. So fulfill your spiritual assignment. Fulfill your assignment. It's going to be worth it. You saw a little bit of what it's going to be. You saw it now in your vision that I know. While you're there with our arms open, you have accessed a little bit of how it's going to feel, of how it is. And it's already here. Just embody it. Unapologetically embody it. So my loves, now please share in the comments, share in the chat, share with me what is your biggest takeaway from this masterclass. I would love to receive your feedback. through the chat here, through my Instagram or our WhatsApp group. I would love to hear how this masterclass has impacted you, what you have learned from it, what spirit spoke to you, what kind of codes and downloads that you had. Please share that with me. It's very, very important to know where you are at, and the codes, the powerful codes that are coming through you as well. So please, we will continue next week on Saturday. Please share this event with at least 7 people that you feel that they are a match for this message, that everybody's a match for this message, but that you feel called to share this message with. And
Why do I love God?
next week we will be doing a very powerful exercise together. We're gonna get into another topic. We'll continue the topic of today, but on another level. So please be there with me. It's gonna be incredible. And yes, Priscila, next week I'm sending you all my love. And for those of you joining the mentoring program, get in touch with me. Just write me on my inbox or get in touch directly with me, or use the QR code. I'm going to be posting the recording of the session today, of the masterclass today, and there you have the QR code, or you can also request more information and the link directly with me. Okay, you have until the 29th of September to sign up, because on the 8th we start. And that's it. I see you next week, part 2. Much love. Mwah. And ciao.
When I trip and stumble through the night, you pick me up and hold me tight. Even when I feel no hope inside, Lord, you bring me back to life. 'Cause when He loves me, I feel like I'm floating. When He calls me chosen, I feel like somebody with purpose. He changed me, I'm a new creation. He will always be my favorite form of loving. 'Cause when He loves me,